everyone. Today we will study about information transfer. As we know, the DNA and RNA are the genetic material which store and transfer information. So let's start with the structure of DNA. DNA is composed of four nucleotides, each containing adenine, cytosine, thymine, or guanine. These are the bases of the nucleotides. And the amount of adenine or the concentration of adenine is equals to thymine, and the concentration of guanine is equals to cytosine, or we can say that total purine is equals to total pyrimidine. This is the Chargaff's rule. DNA is a double stranded helix with antiparallel strands. This model is proposed by Watson and Crick. Nucleotides in each strand are linked by 5' to 3' phosphodiester bond. Bases on the opposite strand are linked by hydrogen bonding, that is adenine with thymine and guanine with cytosine. Here we see the different bases of the four bases of DNA: thymine, adenine, cytosine and guanine. This is the double helical structure of DNA. Here we can see cytosine is paired with guanine and adenine is paired with thymine, and this is the structure of DNA. So the basic principle, that is base pairing to a template strand, the relationship between structure and function is manifest in the double helix. Since the two strands of DNA are complementary, each strand acts as a template for building a new strand in the process of replications. So let's see the DNA replication, in which the parent molecules unwind and two new daughter strands are built based on the base pairing rule. Here we can see the parent DNA, and then this is unwind, means the first step in replication is separation of the two DNA strand, and then each parental strand now serve as a template that determine the nucleotides along a new complementary strand, and now the nucleotides are connected to form the sugar phosphate backbone of the new strand. Each daughter DNA molecule's life consists of one parental strand and one new strand. We can see here from the figure, one is the parental strand and one is the new strand, and then we get the two DNA from one DNA, that is called the replication process. So from this figure also we can see that how single strand, means one strand of DNA is replicated into two different strands. Here one strand, in the further strand, means in daughter strand, one strand is parental and one is the new strand. So the DNA replication involves unbinding the double helix and synthesizing two new strands. Here we can see that how one DNA, means DNA strand, unwind and then synthesize new strand. That is, one from one DNA we get two daughter DNA. This process is called DNA replication. Next one is mechanism of DNA replication, means how DNA is replicated. Here we can see 3' and 5'. In this, DNA replication is catalyzed by DNA polymerase, which need a RNA primer. RNA primase synthesize primer on DNA strand. DNA polymerase add nucleotides to the 3' end of the growing strand. Here the 5' and 3' indicates the carbon number in the DNA sugar backbone. The 5' carbon has a phosphate group attached to it and 3' have a hydroxyl group attached to it. So this is the overall process by which a parental DNA replicate into two new DNA strand, that is called daughter DNA, in which one strand is of parent and another is new strand. Now the next process after DNA replication is the protein synthesis, means the information content of the DNA is in the form of specific sequence of nucleotide along the DNA strand. The DNA inherited by an organism leads to specific traits by dictating the synthesis of protein. So The protein is synthesis in two steps, that is called transcription and translation. Let's start with the transcription. Like we can see, the transcription and translation are separated by a nuclear envelope, means transcription is done inside the nucleus and extensive RNA processing occur in the nucleus. So start with the transcription. Transcription is the DNA directed synthesis of RNA. RNA synthesis is catalyzed by RNA polymerase. Follow the same base pairing rules as in DNA, except that in RNA uracil is used instead of thymine. Because we know the difference of bases in DNA and RNA, same base except only thymine is replaced by uracil in RNA, and the rest process are similar as in DNA. Now RNA and DNA, what is the difference between RNA and DNA? RNA is a single stranded while DNA is a double stranded. RNA is short whereas DNA is very long and contains many genes. RNA uses sugar ribose instead, while we can say DNA use deoxyribose. RNA use is the base uracil while in DNA it is thymine. This is a different type of RNA which we have to study: messenger RNA, transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA. So the synthesis of an RNA transcript, involves three steps, that is initiation, elongation and termination. Here from the figure we can see in the first stage, that is initiation, after RNA polymerase binds to the promoter, the DNA strand unwind and the polymerase initiate RNA synthesis. In the next process, elongation, the polymerase move downstream, unwinding the DNA and elongating the RNA transcript, that is 5' to 3'. And the last one is termination, that is RNA transcript is released and the polymerase detached from the DNA. Next is the genetic code. As we know, we have to define codons. Three base code for the production of a specific amino acid sequence, or we can say codon is the sequence of three or the four different nucleotides. Since there are 4 base and 3 position in each codon, therefore 4 into 4 into 4 means total 64 possible codons. 64 codons but only 20 amino acids, that means most have more than one codon. One codon is used as a start signal and it is the start of every protein, and 3 of the 64 codon are used as a stop signal. They are found at the end of every genes, and this is universal in all organisms. From figure we can see that how different codons are formed, which includes 3 nucleotides, and here is the start signal and here is the stop signals. Now the different type of RNA, that is messenger RNA, transfer RNA and ribosomal RNA. So messenger RNA, that is mRNA, carries information about a protein sequence to the ribosome. The protein synthesis factories in the cell, we can say, means that messenger RNA act as the protein synthesis factory. In eukaryotic cell, once precursor mRNA has been transcribed from DNA, it is processed to mature mRNA. mRNA is then exported from the nucleus to the cytoplasm, where it is bound to ribosome and translated into the corresponding protein form with the help of tRNA, that is transfer RNA. Transfer RNA is a small RNA chain of about 80 nucleotides that transfer a specific amino acid to a growing polypeptide chain. During the process of translation, it has sites for amino acid attachment and anticodon region for codon recognition. From diagram we can see the structure of tRNA, transfer RNA and anticodons. And the third one is ribosomal RNA. Ribosomal RNA, that is rRNA, is the catalytic component of the ribosome. Ribosomal RNA molecules are synthesized in the nucleolus. The ribosomal binds mRNA and carry out protein synthesis. Several ribosomes may be attached to a single mRNA at any time. So, the basic player in the molecular biology, that is DNA, RNA and protein. What they do is this is the process together is called central dogma, means starting from the DNA replication and then transcription, means formation of the RNA, and then translation into protein together is known as the central dogma.